it looks like Hobbs is going to win in Arizona, but it's certainly closer than it was with Kelly and Blake Masters. I mean, Blake Masters was, I think, uniquely odious to people in a way that, even Kari Lake, who is really odious, was not. I mean, Blake Masters is like that type of guy who, like, Blake Masters feels like, like at high school, there's no group of kids that like him.
No.
Yeah. I mean, like, even though, whatever nobody, he doesn't fit in anywhere.
Right.
Here is Kari Lake on with Steven Crowder. And it's also interesting to sort of say, like, so much of the right are these like media figures, and they've got to decide, right? Remember what happened to Glenn Beck? He got on the wrong side of Donald Trump, and I don't know that he ever fully recovered from that. No. But here is Steven Crowder with Kari Lake, and I don't know. There's a lot of things that's weird about this, but here it is.
What I think they're doing is slow rolling our victory. They want to take the air out of this movement, and they can't do it because it's a movement, and we, the people, are fed up, and we're not going to slow down. We're not going to let them take the fire out of our belly. And so they slow roll the results. Ron Desantis goes out, gives his big speech, and then they want to make it look like the Trump Republicans don't have a chance. We do. We're going to win. I'm 100% sure of that. I think that Blake may even win with the look of what is left to be counted. Yeah. These votes are going to go Blake's way as well. And so they just want to control the narrative. And they can do that by how quickly they release results.
Yes.
What I think they're
time zones are
these are the votes right here. I got the these are the votes that are going to go.
Time zones are against are pro DeSantis, I guess. That's the lesson from this.
But what's amazing, though, I mean, what's fascinating about this is she is lumping DeSantis in with the sort of like deep state, vague conspiracy that's associated, like, because when she's saying they want to stop the Trump Republicans, she's ostensibly talking about like Arizona counting officials, and it's sort of like, the German servers that are
deep
impacting it.
Folks,
yeah. And then she throws in, coincidentally, DeSantis goes and gives his speech.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We've seen this play out before. That a lot of people who move pretty comfortably in these conservative spaces are going to be surprised at how quickly they can be turned into the enemy, or just like, briefly be made useful as that kind of enemy. Not, it doesn't even really take doing anything besides giving a victory speech at the time when you have won.
It's a different order to start talking about DeSantis as part of this like concerted effort to deny.
Yeah, and that's what he actually. Yeah, that's what he has to look out for, though, too, right? Because if he just wants to, the act of running against Trump itself will be treasonous or treated as treasonous.
It's almost like they're almost setting it up to be worse than that, right? Like, because, it's like, okay, Little Marco and Lion Ted and Boring Joe, Jeb and all these others, they had personal flaws. Yeah, but like Kari Lake, I mean, I don't, sometimes it's hard to know, like, she's just shooting off the hip, or, Trump gets wind of that and is like, that's a good, like, if they tie in, if they tie in DeSantis into the larger conspiracy of Trump was denied the election, and that there are forces that are aligned out there with the deep state, that's a different order of thing. That's a much harder thing to come back from, right? Because Lion Ted can get there and go like, I don't like Donald Trump, and he said something about my wife, and then the next week he's like, I'm phone banking for him. And it's harder to do if you get into the sort of the slipstream of, and remember, Q didn't really exist at that time. Like that deep conspiracy hole didn't exist. Yeah. In the same way, it wasn't as cohesive. And so now there's this sort of like ready-made sort of like, disposal that is ready for like DeSantis to get thrown there. He could get chopped up in a way that like I think Trump's last opponents didn't. And all of those opponents that he had were senators. And the ones that remain basically just showed had an opportunity to showcase their fealty. How does DeSantis come back from running against Trump?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's like you say, it's a different it's a different like thing to do now because of that entire element of it, where I think anyone can be made part of that sort of crazy conspiracy narrative, but like at that point it doesn't even matter what kind of record you've assembled in office, because it's just like if they put you in the storyline and then like you can't really get out of it, Yep.
Yeah, I think it's much harder. And you think about everybody who was not a senator who ran against Donald Trump. Where are they now?
Yeah.
Gone.
Right. Who knows?
They didn't have
who were they? Yeah.
I mean, but like Graham, who came out strong against Trump, Cruz, Marco Rubio, those three, they're still in the scene because they had public opportunity to be contrite and to actually sort of exercise in that manner. We're going to support the Trump agenda on a daily basis. You send us down a bill, we'll vote for it. But Christie and Jeb Bush and I don't even remember who's left anymore of that crew. They just got obliterated. They were just done. So it's going to be interesting to see. Now, what do we make of this thing where he sent the DOJ and the FBI down?
Yeah, that's a really interesting and curious claim.
We all missed that story, I guess. I mean, I guess we aren't, tuning in to OANN every day, or I guess it wasn't even around at that point. But
if Ron runs, maybe you'll hear a little bit more about it.
I was so humble.
But wait, is there any part of that story that anybody's been able to confirm? Never.
No.
A and B, it doesn't seem appropriate that you get to just like secretly send down the DOJ and the FBI to get them to stop counting
the votes. Yeah. Yeah. It seems on the one hand like maybe Trump asked for that to happen and someone told him it did.
Right. I think that's perfectly plausible.
You said this, Mr. Trump.
Then on the other hand, it's something may have happened that we just don't know about.
Also, a weird relationship with the deep state that he has with the FBI.
Yeah,
the whole thing is crazy.
They're the good guys. There's another Truth Social that we might want to talk about. I'll put it up here. This is from this morning. Young Kin, now that's an interesting take. Sounds Chinese, doesn't it? In Virginia, couldn't have won without me. I endorsed him, did a very big Trump rally for him telephonically, got MAGA to vote for him, or he couldn't have come close to winning, but he knows that and admits it. Besides, having a hard time with the Dems in Virginia, but he'll get it done. So I
don't know why he ends on a
What does that even mean? I don't even know what
I don't know what he'll get it done.
Also, why were you doing a rally telephonically? It's because people were like, stay the hell away from this race. Don't come here.
But I still got on the Zoom, so it's a little difficult. He's just basically like, these are shots across the bow, right? I mean, that's what's going on here. He's just saying, don't mess with me.
Watch yourself.
Or I'm going to come at you and it's going to be bad. And I would also imagine that in whatever social media, to the extent that Youngkin or DeSantis has any sort of exposure to constituents, this is Trump saying like, let's send a little army to give you a little bit of harassment, just give you a little taste of what it could be.
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's definitely, the part of him weighing in on anything is just to be like, if I make you enemy number one, let's see what happens. Like, let's see how you like it. I don't know what the end of the Youngkin, he'll get it done. I don't know what that means. He'll get what done.
He's okay. He's okay. I'm sure he'll come out for a Chinese sounding guy. What was that about?
I don't know.
It's like, is there some secret, like, is there a conspiracy out there that like Youngkin's
I don't
in
know.
the bag from China?
That one literally just sounds like him riffing and then someone writing it down. Like
Yeah.
he had just found the name and then
Youngkin,
so he was like,
he's
we got to put that
Chinese."
in there. You got to include that.
Or do you think it could be that he has, I mean, this is purely speculation on my part, and it could be just as simple as like, Youngkin, that sounds kind of Chinese. Yeah, write that. It does sound
Put
Chinese.
that in. Put that in there.
Or could it be that Youngkin has like some like potential scandal that may have to do? And
That's the
this
Roger
is,
Stone way of doing things, I feel.
That
like.
would be.
This is Trump's way of saying like, I know about it. Wouldn't it be weird if I dug into why your name sounds so Chinese? Like maybe it's because you got $200,000 from the Chinese guy. You know, like who knows what it is. But it's this is going to be. I don't think we're going to enjoy it as much this time around.
No, it'll be because we sort of
because we know the
last one ended.
implications of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But